He loved her. He just didn't know how to show it. This isn't a story about fighting or breaking up. It's about something quieter, something more insidious. Misunderstanding. Let me introduce you to Sarah and Mark. Sarah wanted words. She craved reassurance, those simple, beautiful phrases like, "I love you," "I was thinking about you," "I choose you." She wanted to feel seen, to feel like she was the center of his world, even just for a moment. Mark, on the other hand, showed his love very differently. His love language was action. He worked longer hours to build a secure future for them. He was the one who fixed the leaky faucet, who made sure the bills were always paid on time, who took her car for its oil change without being asked. To him, these acts of service were his love letters. They were his way of saying, "I care about you. I'm providing for you. I'm protecting you." But for Sarah, his actions felt like distance. The longer hours he worked felt like he was choosing work over her. His practical solutions felt like he was dismissing her feelings. She'd come to him wanting to talk about a stressful day, and he would immediately offer a way to fix the problem. She wanted emotional support, a hug, someone to just listen. He gave practical advice. She wanted his presence, his focused attention. He gave her responsibility, a well-managed household. Can you see the disconnect? Both of them were trying their absolute best. Both were putting in the effort, and yet both were hurting. Sarah started to feel unappreciated. She saw her friends receiving flowers and compliments, and she felt a pang of longing. He doesn't care, she started to think. He never says anything nice. He never just sits with me. The little gestures she longed for were absent, and their absence created a void. Meanwhile, Mark was starting to feel completely misunderstood. He would come home, exhausted from a 12-hour day, having solved a major problem at work that would secure his next promotion. And all he wanted was a little appreciation for his hard work. But instead, he was met with a quiet disappointment. He'd fixed the squeaky door she'd mentioned weeks ago, but she didn't seem to notice. Nothing I do is ever enough for her, he thought. I'm killing myself to build a life for us, and she just wants to talk about feelings. These small, silent misunderstandings started to pile up. They became bricks in a wall that was slowly being built between them. Quiet resentment began to replace the easy connection they once shared. The comfortable silence they used to enjoy now felt heavy, full of unspoken words and unmet needs. They were living in the same house, but they were miles apart emotionally. One evening, after another long day for Mark and another lonely day for Sarah, she finally broke the silence. There was no shouting, no dramatic accusations. Her voice was quiet, almost a whisper, filled with a sadness that cut him deeper than any anger could have. She just looked at him and said, "I don't feel close to you anymore." Mark was stunned. It was like a physical blow. He had been working harder than ever before. He was trying to provide, to protect their future, to build a castle for his queen. In his mind, everything he did was for her, for them. And in that moment, hearing those words, a painful realization crashed over him. He was loving her in his language, not hers. He was shouting, "I love you," in a language she couldn't understand. That night, for the first time in a long time, they talked. I mean, They really talked. It wasn't about who was right or wrong. It was about understanding. He learned that his acts of service, while valuable, didn't fill her emotional tank. She needed words of affirmation. She needed quality time. She needed physical touch. A simple hand on her back, a hug when he walked in the door. And Sarah learned something too. She learned that his long hours weren't a rejection of her, but his way of expressing his deep love and commitment. She started to see the fixed shelf not as just a household chore, but as his version of a love poem. His responsibility was his romance. They weren't broken. Their love hadn't disappeared. They were just speaking two completely different emotional languages. It's like one of them was speaking French and the other was speaking Japanese, both saying "I love you" with all their hearts, but neither one understanding the other. From that night on, things began to shift. Mark started showing up differently. He made a conscious effort to listen, not just to her words, but to the feelings behind them. He started leaving little notes for her. He would text her in the middle of the day just to say he was thinking of her. He made a point of putting his phone away when she was talking, giving her his undivided attention, more small gestures. And Sarah, she stopped assuming his intentions. She stopped interpreting his quietness as a lack of care. When she felt that old loneliness creeping in, she learned to communicate her needs directly instead of waiting for him to guess. She would say, "Hey, I had a tough day. Can we just sit and talk for a little bit?" Or, "I'm feeling a little disconnected. I could really use a hug." They didn't magically become the perfect couple overnight. They still had moments of misunderstanding. But the crucial difference was this: they became aware, and that awareness changed everything. Their story taught them some profound lessons. Lessons that I think we can all learn from. First, love isn't just about intention. You can have the best intentions in the world. You can love someone with every fiber of your being. But if you're not expressing that love in a way they can receive it, it gets lost in translation. Second, effort matters, but the direction of that effort matters more. Mark was putting in a ton of effort, but it was all pointed in the wrong direction for Sarah's needs. Once he redirected that effort into learning her language, everything changed. And here's the most important takeaway: you can love someone deeply and still make them feel incredibly lonely. This is a heartbreaking truth. Relationships so often don't fail because people stop caring. They fail because people stop communicating effectively. They fail because we assume our partner should just know what we need. Think about your own relationships. Do you know your partner's love language? Do they know yours? Are you showing love in the way you want to show it, or in the way they need to receive it? Maybe it's words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts, acts of service, or physical touch. Understanding this one simple concept can be the key that unlocks a deeper, more fulfilling connection. It's not about changing who you are. It's about learning to speak a second language, the language of the person you love. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, let me know in the comments below. What's your love language? I'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more content that helps us build better, more connected lives. See you in the next one.